Hi video game folks, this is again a new English commentary and review and also a little bit gameplay of a game now. Doom 3 BFG Edition is the next that I will present to you, and I say and tell my opinions about it. Sorry if I have an accent, but I am not English. I'm Hungarian. So the BFG edition contains 3 Doom games: the Doom 1, the Doom 2, and the Doom 3, with all expansions and a new add-on, if I can say so. The Doom 2 Final, what was a mod, I think, or an expansion, I don't know exactly, is not contained here. This game is approximately 20 or 30 euro, if I think well. So it's a little bit too expensive, but it refreshes our memories of the old and the now classic Doom 1 and Doom 2. This is Doom 1. You can see this is the old classic that everyone must know for ages, almost one. So you can see, you can know it, so I will don't show too much from it to you. This is the second one. This is 1995 game. And this is an abridged version of the first Doom, I think so. With the graphics and everything else, I played it for a really long time. Sorry. There is secret doors, maybe this or this, sometimes, and also there is some places where we can pull down something. Where is this? And a secret door or passage, or doorway, or hidden wall, part of the wall will open, and you can pick up more armor, health, or ammo for the weapons. This is the one of the main general enemy type, the imp from Doom 1, Doom 2. There is more new enemies here to not just upgrade the motor of the engine, of the graphics and the physics, a little physics. They add far more type of creatures, far more levels, almost 30 if I remember well. I played it twice or 3 times in in the past. Also the first game. There is some hidden level too in this second part that contains Wolfenstein levels from the original 1992 one and others. After this memorable gameplays, we can go for the third part, the Doom 3 BFG Edition, which contains multiplayer too. Of course, the Doom 2 was the first real FPS, first person shooter game, which contained a multiplayer part, but the Doom 3 is continuing that way. But also the multiplayer was not as good than the competitors it has got today to this first-person shooter genre, like Call of Duty and Wolfenstein, Return to Castle Wolfenstein at that time, Half-Life 2 at that time. So But the campaign is great nowadays too, if you like this type of game. We can make a new game. We can choose from the original Doom 3, from its expansion, the Resurrection of Evil, and Lost, I don't know if Lost Quest, if I translate in full. But if not Lost, I don't remember what was its real title, but no matter. I will continue my game, and it's very similar. The video games, the Doom 3 beginning, it's very similar to the Half-Life 1 and 2. Especially 1, when we enter to the laboratory, we now enter to a site, and also a great corporation's station on Mars. And on its moon too, we can shoot and everything. These are very types of videos about the introduction of the game, but I can't show you really much because of the YouTube copyrights and everything else. We can't show really much cutscenes and everything else like that. So this is the new add-on for the game that you can't show in the expansion 2. The teleportable creatures are again here. And the zombies and the others. There's no, or there is no new creatures in this game. No one. Sadly. The graphics is good, and the effects and lights and mainly the shadows, it's really good today too. So it was the best at that time, 2004, in the shadow participles and the effects, smoke and everything else. And now too it's very good still. But the gameplay is real simplistic. Was in 2004, but now furthermore. And the story itself is very simple. The enemy is pretty much the same, I said so. The weapons too. Your goals and the quest are the same too. Oh, sadly it's a little bit. What happened here? Game slowed down, whatever reason. Maybe I haven't got not too much space now, because the Hungarian version of this gameplay and review is on our computer. Sound of the surroundings are really nice, really good too nowadays. The sound surroundings too, because it's had a specific system for the sound that we can hear it in a 360 degree almost, if we have got 5.1 surround sound system, and it really works well nowadays too. And also the graphics, it's good in the shadow and effect parts. It has got the same elements, same health bar, ammo bar, armor stats that were in the Doom and 2 game, with almost the same enemies, but in a modern, but with modern graphics. And also, there is so little space, you can see it here now too. It's really annoying. But the mood is here. What we can feel in the original third game. I really like the computer and mechanics and machine parts of the original Doom 3, and here are there again. We can use them later in many logical exercises and goals, physical exercises, and later. We can switch on our flash with F. In the original Doom 3 you can't switch it on until you put out your weapon, or put in your inventory your weapon. You couldn't use our flash lights, but now whenever you want you can set it on or set off, so yours the choice. You have the choice. Some fans don't like this mode this way, but some fans did like it. So you have the choice. So this is what I must show to you, want to show to you, and it's live, so sorry for the mistakes, but I have to watch the enemies in the places, I have to talk about it, I have to talk about it in English, and I have to watch the time for the video. And all together, so it's a harder work for a simple video recorder. I think. So this is what I want to show you about the game. What I really love about this game: the graphics effect part, shadows effects, light effects, movings, and everything else that has an effect on the gamers and this horror action world, because this game is an action horror game, not only a horror type. The first two part was an action game purely, but this is a mix of horror and action video game, and it works very well. It works now too. It has got the mood of the first two game and the third game, but the price is too high, because we have got really little more things that if we bought the original Doom 3 and the 6th faction Resurrection of Evil, we will not get too much more things for this too high price, I think. And also there is really big simplicity in this game, in the story, and also may I have say simplicity in that way that we haven't got much more new NPCs, new monsters, new weapons, new ammos and abilities and everything else. The expansion too, it's still a feature for the expansion too. So I think the price is too high, not worth it for buying. And also I think that the gameplay is too simple, the place is too straight, and the story too. And there are really little wider parts, wider places. There are some caves and outer parts. Sometimes you can go into the surroundings, the environment of Mars, but it's really little number. I can say maybe 3 or 4 times, and it's a very boring place, Mars. And a very dangerous one, so we can't bear its type of oxygen, its type of air too long. So we must go in fast as we can. Go in place, building structure, sorry, laboratory, everything else. So we can't see too much of Mars environments, outer environments, and or its nature. But it has not too various nature of it, Mars. And there are some hellish place. Maybe you know, who are played the 1, 2, 3, what I talked about this hellish place. But this is also, it's a little part of the game. Maybe 2 or 3 times you can go there, hell, and that's what it's got. Also boss at the end of the game, but it's similar to one of the second Doom main enemies, but it's only one. Why they didn't include some more arch and main enemies in this game, I didn't understand it. Only one more got in the halfway of the gameplay. It has got many legs. So maybe you know now that what kind of features this is too. So that's it. I gave this game an 80% of rating, 80%, 8.0 out of 10, because there is the mood that we know from the old Doom games, and the light and shadow effects is still good today, pretty much. Not the first in this category too, but third or fourth part may got. There is many gameplay hours nowadays too. And there is, I think there are the main weapons that we know from the original ones, and there are the main little enemies, of course, not the main protagonist arch enemies, but the lesser enemies are in here too, which we know from the Doom 1 and 2. But really simple, this game really are really simple things, feature it. Simple story, simple playground. not as wide the structures and the possibilities and simple the places where we're walking and shooting and everything else. That's much needed nowadays. And that in 2004 too. There was Far Cry, there was Half-Life 2, They have really much wider places, playgrounds, and much better multiplayer, I think. But the sounds is really good too. The sound system is a much complex thing than other games in 2004, I think, and really much more realistic. But the price is too high too, so I don't think you would buy this game. So this is what was I have to tell. See you soon again. Bye.